third-ranked Kansas State Wildcats. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, Julie Alexandria.
Thanks, Gus. I know you guys were just having a little Heisman chat up there in the booth. Well, K-State's Heisman mailer for Colin Klein just went out, and it pretty much sums up this quarterback in one symbol, and that's the Band-Aid, which represents all the wear and tear and the all-out toughness that this quarterback has endured during his career here at K-State. Well, inside it shows his impressive stats, but nowhere to be found does it mention Klein being a Heisman hopeful. Instead, it says college football's most valuable player. Guys?
Thank you very much, Julie. As we take a look at the weather here in Manhattan, perfect football weather, 40 degrees, 47 degrees and sunny at kickoff time. So Kansas State won the toss. They deferred. Texas Tech will receive the football. Back deep, Jordan Davis and Sadale Foster as Anthony Cantelli prepares to send it away. Standing room only here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. And we are underway. Foster in the corner, steps out of the end zone. So Texas Tech will start at the 25. That brings us to our impact players.
For Texas Tech, wide receiver Eric Ward has 8 touchdowns on the season. Kerry Hyder has been a force inside at defensive tackle, and Cody Davis has been a tackling machine and gets the secondary set for Texas Tech. Look for Tech. I'm sorry, Gus, go ahead.
Seth Dagey, 6'1", 200 pounds, leads the nation with 28 touchdown passes, one of 16 semifinalists for the Davey O'Brien Award. First and 10 at the 25.
Look for Tech to go at him early in this game and take some shots downfield.
Nagy underneath, this ball caught. Eric Ward, the junior. And you talked to Tommy Tuberville before the game on the field, and he had some interesting things to say to you.
He thinks that Kansas State has not really been attacked downfield with their secondary. He thinks they can pass protect and throw the ball and take some shots. Their goal, bat 500 on their deep balls. They hit 50% of those, they'll be in business.
Nagy, he swings it out, and it's caught. Running after the catch. And good gang tackling by this Kansas State team.
Exactly the issue many teams have faced when they go against Kansas State. If you throw it short, they rally to the football so well that you can't make a gain after the catch.
Makes it third down and 8 at the 27-yard line. Nagy out of the shotgun. Kenny Williams, Sadale Foster back there with him. Here's Nagy, steps up and caught by Eric Ward, first down. Nigel Malone defensively for K-State.
The pass protection, terrific for Seth Dagey. Had plenty of time to sit in the pocket, scan the field, and go through his progressions before throwing the long pass to Ward.
That's a gain of 13. Dagey rolling out of the pocket, throws on the run, and it's caught at midfield. So far, Kansas State coming out really, Texas Tech coming out really throwing the football. Marcus Kennard with the reception there.
And they're playing with a nice pace, too. You always hear about tempo from different teams, whether it's up-tempo, they're going to go a little moderate. Right now, Texas Tech is at a nice pace, where they're staying up on the line of scrimmage, getting their substitutions in, and getting ready to attack.
First down at midfield. Opening drive for Texas Tech. Here's Dagey with time going. And incomplete. Tyson Williams, the intended receiver in front of Nigel Malone.
I don't know why.
Second down and 10 at midfield. Here's Dagey, empty backfield now. And almost intercepted. Alan Chapman had a hand on the football, just couldn't bring it in.
Chapman out here at corner. Watch him read the inside screen and drive on the football. Torres, 86, was assigned to block him, couldn't block him, and off the tip ball, it almost went the other way for Kansas State.
That brings up 3rd down and long. At midfield, Red Raiders need 10 yards. Kenny Williams in the backfield. Arthur Brown Jr. showing blitz, jumped offside. Free play for Dagey. Incomplete. Ty Zimmerman knocking it away, intended for Alex Torres, but Arthur Brown Jr. looks like he slipped getting to the line of scrimmage.
He did. He came up to show pressure.
Number 4, defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And he got caught in the neutral zone just because of what you said. He slipped, Gus, when he tried to get back out of the neutral zone. Watch Brown 4 as he approaches the line of scrimmage. Gets in neutral zone, just what you said. Slips right there, has his weight off balance, can't get back.
So instead of 3rd and 10, 3rd down and 5 at the 45. Opening drive for Texas Tech. Empty backfield for Seth Dagey. Dagey will let it fly again. Underneath, ball caught, 1st down for the Red Raiders. This time it's Darren Moore with the reception. And on 3rd and 5, he gets 9.
And Seth Dagey is not just a dart-throwing guy. He's a guy who can push the ball downfield. Let's see if they take a shot here with their good field position. If Dagey wants to try and push one towards the end zone.
Coming up, the 8th play of the drive that started at the 25-yard line. Breaks some tackles and gets to the 31.
See what everyone's gone to on that type of a play. The old jet sweep where many teams used to hand it off. Now it's a toss or a push towards him, because if that gets bobbled and hits the ground, it's a forward pass. It's just an incomplete play. You bobble it off of a handoff, it's a fumble, and the ball's live for the defense to get to.
2nd down and 6 at the 32. Dagey all day to throw the football. He'll take a shot. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Touchdown, Texas Tech. Number 18, Eric Ward.
And just like that, Texas Tech marches it down the field, scores on their opening drive to take a 6-zip lead.
Had the field position, but even more so, had the protection. Plenty of time for Seth Dagey. No problem at all for him to sit in the pocket, scan the field, and find the receiver for a touchdown.
Last week versus TCU, Ward led the team with 6 catches for 61 yards and tied a career high with 3 touchdowns. Picking up on where he left off last week. And Charles, you told us, or Tommy Tuberville told you, that they're going to go after Kansas State. They're going to be aggressive, and that's exactly what they did on their opening drive.
They felt like they were playing into Kansas State's hands if they throw it short, because the Wildcats rallied to the ball so well. Now, you push it deep, gives them something else to think about. Texas Tech off to a nice start.
Let's take a look at the scoring drive for Seth Dagey's Texas Tech offense. 9 plays, 75 yards. They scored 314. Dagey 7 of 9, 70 yards on the drive. Ward with 3 catches for 52 and the touchdown.
What I like in that first drive, too, for Texas Tech is that they've watched Kansas State dictate on defense most of this year. They've been the bully. Those guys in purple, they've been the ones saying, this is how it's going to go. Texas Tech rose up and punched the bully on the first drive, trying to get some space. Let's see if that carries over throughout the rest of the game.
And you know what happens when you punch the bully back.
That's what you have to take a stand, and that's what Texas Tech did and stung them deep early. Let's see if that pays dividends and allows their intermediate passing game to really flourish.
Tyler Lockett, Tremaine Thompson back deep for K-State. And they'll start from the 3-yard line. This is Thompson. And Thompson crosses the 25. Kansas State ranks 7th nationally in kickoff return average at 27.4 per return.
Look at the touchdown again. Focus on these guys right up here. The offensive line. Look at what Seth Dagey has. Right there. Look at that. Look at all this time. There is no one in Seth Daigie's face, which allows him what? To step up, man-to-man coverage, and beats Nigel Malone, a second-team All-American last year at cornerback, for the initial touchdown of the game.
Seth Daigie has gotten into the Heisman conversation with those 28, making 29 touchdown passes now to lead America. First down and 10 for Colin Klein and Kansas State at their own 27. And Klein handing off to Josh Hubert on first down. And Hubert,
Number 33, Sean Hubert on the carry.
maybe a yard on the play. And that brings us to the Kansas State impact players.
How about Tyler Lockett, the sophomore wide receiver, set career highs for receptions, touchdowns, and yardage last week. Also returned to kickoff for a touchdown against Texas Tech last year. Meshach Williams 2.5 sacks against West Virginia, and Ty Zimmerman has an interception in his last four straight games.
Second down and 10 at the 27. Here's Klein to throw it. Finds Hubert out of the backfield, breaks a tackle of the Waco Wonder. Gets close to the 35. Knocked out of bounds by Cody Davis.
This is our third game with Kansas State, isn't it, Gus?
Yes.
When was the last time we saw anyone take John Hubert one-on-one on a tackle and get him on the ground?
Have not seen it this year.
It's his ability to slide out of tackles, run through tackles, evade tackles. He's been a marvel this year.
Maybe a wonder.
I'll take either one.
Third down and 5 to the 32. Klein underneath. And caught. Chris Harper. And a first down for K-State. Bruce Jones brings him down.
Tackled by number 24, Bruce Jones.
This is what Texas Tech wants Colin Klein to do, but his confidence is at an all-time high in throwing the football. They want to take away his ability to run it. So take a look at Texas Tech now. Look at how many people are going to be bunched up towards the line of scrimmage. I think Kansas State will counter by putting more wide receivers out wide to eliminate people in the box.
First down to the 39. Klein with time over the middle and incomplete. Ball intended for Curry Sexton, and he was hit hard and was knocked out of his hands.
Art Kaufman's a new defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, their fourth defensive coordinator in their last 4 seasons. His goal today is make Colin Klein, and you see the numbers, first 7 games, 71% completion, beat him with his arm, take away the run game, bunch up in the box, shut that down, and make him go 4 quarters, beating him with his arm.
Second down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Wilson in motion. Here's the option. They pitch it. Hubert turns it up. And Hubert goes down at the 39-yard line. Kerry Hyder. No gain on the play for K-State. Now let's go to Patrick O'Neill in Los Angeles for a game break.
Gus, thank you. In the SEC, South Carolina trying to hang on versus Tennessee. Last chance for Tyler Bray and the Volunteers. He would be picked off by Victor Hampton, so South Carolina would hang on 38-35. But the big story, the terrible injury to Marcus Lattimore. I know all of our hope that go back to that young man. Gus and Charles, back to you.
Thank you very much.
Without a doubt, Patrick. Thank you for that great sentiment for Marcus Lattimore.
And Colin Klein is sacked. Great pressure by Texas Tech. Dartwan Bush getting into the backfield, and the Wildcats are forced to punt on their opening drive.
Take a look, all right? You're going to see the pressure really coming from the left. You're also going to see coming from the opposite side with Jackson Richards, 43. Working one-on-one against the tackles. Bush from the backside almost knocks the ball free. Colin Klein is so strong, he was able to hold that one. Richards pushing the pocket from the other side. A successful first defensive series for Texas Tech.
Ryan Dorr comes on to punt it from the 17. High wobbly kick. And fair caught at the 36-yard line by Austin Zuzalik. So here in the first quarter, the Texas Tech offense is playing well and their defense getting to Colin Klein. Tech up 7 over. And our coverage of Game 3 of the World Series begins tonight following football. Daigie over the middle, and Daigie wants to run it. Nagy slides down at the 40, and Tommy Tuberville told us about trying to convince his quarterback to be a little bit more mobile.
And Seth Nagy is a good athlete. But remember, in high school, he blew out his knees in back-to-back years. Did not play his junior and senior year in high school. I think when your coach is telling you to run and you've had 2 knee surgeries like that, you're probably going to look at him and say, well, I'd really like to throw it. But it's a good move. Look at the pressure release for him to get upfield and get a few yards.
Second down and 7. That down at the line of scrimmage. Shaq Williams, who's just having a sensational season, making a play there.
And that's going to go against Seth Nagy. But the right tackle, Terry McDaniel, 68. Watch him with Williams. He's got to get up into Williams and chop him down and get his hands out of the air. That was too easy for Williams to get his hands in the passing lane.
Third down and 7 at the 39. They need to go to the 46 for a first down. Play fake. Nagy, far side, caught. And a first down for Alex Torres.
Can you say welcome back, Alex Torres? Going into the TCU game, Torres here in the slot, going to work to the outside, and look at the timing. Ball's on him almost after, just like 2 steps after he turns. He had only 8 catches on the season going into the TCU game, whereas the year before, he was one of their leading receivers before tearing up the knee ligament. He's getting back in form, and he and Nagy have a nice connection.
Last week, 5 catches, 53 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Nagy to the sideline. Incomplete and intended for Darren Moore, broken up by Alan Chapman.
Now that's the second time we've had Alan Chapman make a play on the football in this game. One was on a tip ball on an inside screen. That time the coverage was excellent to the outside by Chapman. He and Nigel Malone, the other corner for Kansas State, junior college teammates who came here together. Malone gets the attention. Chapman playing awfully well too.
Second down and 10 of the 48-yard line. Trips at the top of your screen. Nagy, quick strike. This time it's Moore, and he'll lean forward. And you know, most of the country is aware of the top TD producing receiver duos in the nation. West Virginia, Stephen Bailey and Tavon Austin, who have 23 combined scores. Marquise Lee, Robert Woods at USC with 17. But few outside the Big 12 know that Texas Tech's duo of Darren Moore and Eric Ward came into this game a tick behind with 16, making 17 after they scored on their first drive.
They already have the first one in the books, with Moore going deep for the first touchdown of the game. The rest of the nation is finding out they're pretty talented in Lubbock too.
Third down and 4 at the 46. Nagy scrambling. Nagy looking, and Seth Nagy will not pick up the first down. Ryan Mueller finally getting to him, but credit the secondary with great coverage.
I like the observation because I think you're right on track. He had plenty of time to throw the football if it's normal rhythm, but he couldn't deliver it because of what you described. The secondary linebackers with their coverage took away any opportunities, and by the time he made up his mind to run and dash, the rest of the pass rush had gotten to him.
So Ryan Ertzleben last week against TCU, 8 punts, averaging 47 yards with a long of 60. And back deep, Tyler Lockett and Tremaine Thompson. And he nails this one. And it's fair caught at the 11-yard line by Thompson, a 35-yard punt. Getting Kansas State inside their own 20. So coming up, Colin Klein back on the field, his team trailing by 7. Let's take a look at this week's Heisman Watch presented by Nissan. A lot on the line in this game.
It really is, because we have Colin Klein, who's the acknowledged front runner. Matt Barkley was so good last week against Colorado. Manti Te'o from Notre Dame playing at a super high level, and Seth Nagy is getting mentioned. And if the Texas Tech plays well today, and he does, he may get more than mentioned starting next week.
First down and 10 at the 11. Kansas State throwing on first down. Tyler Lockett with the reception. These two teams always competitive. In last year's game in Lubbock, Klein ran for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns and threw for another. Tyler Lockett returned to kickoff 100 yards for a score. Seth Nagy threw for 461 yards, but 3 interceptions. Second down and short. Wildcats need 2 yards at the 19. Here's the option. pitching it. Hubert with space. And Hubert gets close to the 25. DJ Johnson coming up with the tackle. We are in the Little Apple, folks. Manhattan, Kansas. This is Fox College football brought to you by Geico. Big 12 action. Texas Tech ranked 14th in the nation, leading the number 3 team in the nation, the K-State Wildcats. Bill Snyder had a chance to sit in his office yesterday. More than a coach, he comes across as a philosopher, a very wise man. I felt like I was talking to my dad.
We talked a lot more about life and lessons than we did about football. That was okay with all of us, wasn't it?
First down and 10 to the 25. Klein. And Klein, 2 yards on the play. Delvon Simmons. Look at the success. He took over the program in 1989, won 1 game, but look what he's done ever since.
That tells you one thing. You know how many teams go to throwback jerseys and throwback uniforms to honor great teams of the past? There are no throwbacks to go to at Kansas State. The throwbacks are the uniforms that Bill Snyder wears with his team, and it's been the exact same uniform from day 1 here at Kansas State. That's why his name, and it's the Bill Snyder family stadium, which he insisted on being put on the stadium when they wanted to name it after him.
Second down and 8 underneath. Caught by Tyler Lockett. Stopped by Bruce Jones. And it's a 1-yard gain.
And this is where Texas Tech likes their chances, because now you're in the 3rd and long. You've kind of taken the run game away from Kansas State. Doesn't mean they won't do it with Colin Klein. If he sees a gap, he'll go. But you put him in a situation where you expect him to throw the football, gives you a chance to unleash your pass rush.
3rd and 7 to the 28. Colin Klein out of the shotgun. That ball deflected in the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Kansas State coming up empty once again, and they're forced to punt it away.
And not just the pass rush up front, but the coverage downfield. Watch the middle of the line and watch them get their hands up. Well coached. Can't get to the quarterback? Get your hands in the passing lane. Kerry Hyder, 91, tips it. And then behind him, Bruce Jones, number 24, was all over the receiver because the receiver had a chance to catch it off of the tip.
So Dorr sends it away. Zuzalik back deep, sends it for a fair catch, and has it at the 40.
The pressure from Texas Tech, because they earned the right to rush the passer by winning 1st down and 2nd down. 3rd and long, they rush the passer, and Kerry Hyder helps tip away the pass with help from his cornerback, Bruce Jones.
Welcome back to Manhattan. Texas Tech at the line of scrimmage. Seth Dagey, 9 of 13, 85 yards and a touchdown already. Now Dagey underneath to Eric Ward. Ward goes forward and gets to the 47. So let's take a look at the standings in the Big 12 Conference. A lot of action today.
This Kansas State-Texas Tech game will go a long way towards determining who wears the crown at the end of the season. Oklahoma, a big one tonight against Notre Dame, out of conference.
Kenny Williams running straight ahead with all sorts of running room as he gets to the Kansas State 40. Are you surprised with how easy Texas Tech is moving the ball on K-State?
Yes and no, because typically Kansas State lets you get yardage, but they shut you down inside the 20. That's been the strength of this defense all year long, that you may get some yards on them. But when you get close to the goal line, they really limit you to field goal attempts. Although early in the game, Texas Tech obviously has gotten into the end zone.
Alex Torres with the grab there. A gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Dagey shuffling, finds his receiver once again, and it's Eric Ward.
And look at the pace that they're going with now. Even in the substitutions, they're going awfully fast. This is almost where they're getting to what they call NASCAR speed in terms of tempo on offense.
1st down and 10 to the 23. Here's Dagey going in the end zone. Incomplete. No flags on the play. Marcus Kennard, the intended receiver. Nigel Malone covering.
and another shot at the end zone, another deep ball. As we look at the total yards, Texas Tech piling it up against Kansas State early. But remember, all they want to do is bat 500 on their deep balls. 50% of the time, if they can complete them, get a big play downfield, they'll be happy. Second big shot of the game, one went for a touchdown.
Second down and 10 of the 23. Empty backfield for Dagey. With time, bounces. Dagey looking incomplete.
You know, the pregame show, Joey Harrington talked about Seth Dagey having some Drew Brees tendencies. And that was a play that we just saw what Joey was talking about. Bouncing out of the pocket, keeping his vision downfield, realizes there was no play to be made, and instead of forcing it into coverage, throws it out of bounds to fight another down without creating a turnover.
Seth Dagey, the senior, Wolfforth, Texas. Third down and 10 of the 23. Here's Dagey. Oh, he got crushed. Picked up. Williams spreading. Make that Childs. Cuts it across. Touchdown, Kansas State. 69 yards. But a flag on the play.
Penalty flag on the play.
As they sort this out, Kansas State is normally a 4-down lineman pass rushing team. They confounded them on that play because they added rushers, ended up bringing 5 or 6. And the guy who hit Dagey, I believe it was Meshach Williams, was unblocked on the play.
Meshach Williams with the hit. Jarrell Childs with the recovery.
This may be a block away from the play.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by K-State. During the return, illegal block, number 44 of K-State. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ryan Mueller.
Also, sideline interference by the Texas Tech bunt, be a 5-yard penalty. First down, Kansas State.
Watch. See here? Now they're mugging the line of scrimmage, and Meshach Williams, 42, will come unblocked. As you see, McDaniel step down inside to help with the pressure. He knocks it free. Childs is on the spot. His second fumble recovery of the year. The Oklahoma game was the last time. Here's the hit by Williams. Childs the beneficiary as he scoops it up. Childs scored a touchdown against Oklahoma when Justin Tuggle forced a fumble of Landry Jones.
So we're looking for the illegal block in our trucks right now, folks, on Ryan Mueller. As Bill Snyder paces the sideline.
Correction. Sideline interference was a 15-yard penalty for running into a coach. First down, Kansas State.
Let's take a look.
So on the return, Mueller, 44, is who was called. You have to block up high. Wow, looked like he was trying to block high. I'm not sure where I caught it actually below, but the officials were on the spot and threw the flag.
Kansas State with the football at the Texas Tech 14. Angelo Pease trying to get outside. Nothing doing. Great defense by Kerry Hyder. We've called his name out a few times already.
He has come to play today, hasn't he? They said he's been terrific since spring practice last year, dominated in the fall, and has played at a high level all year. Demands double teams from people and is splitting them and getting into the backfield. And on that play, he brought down Angelo Pease.
So a loss of 3, second down and 13 at the 17. And a timeout called by Texas Tech prior to the snap.
Timeout. Texas Tech. Their first of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Remember, we saw the penalty against Kansas State for the illegal block, but right here, let's take a look. As we look up here, right? This is what we're looking for. Watch the official as he's running downfield. He ends up running into a Texas Tech official on the side, a coach on the side, and that's what the flag was for sideline interference. Has to be off the field and back so that play is not impeded on the sidelines. So the penalty we saw against Kansas State, Mueller, number 44, with the illegal block. Then we see the penalty against Texas Tech for the sideline interference.
Now join Fox Sports and our partner, the Prostate Cancer Foundation, this Movember. That's right, the charity event where men grow mustaches to change the face of men's health. To learn more, visit www.pcf.org/foxsports. So after stalling on their first two drives, the turnover allows Kansas State a 2nd and 13 at the Texas Tech 17-yard line. Angelo Keys in the backfield. Trying to set up a play and goes nowhere. Maybe a yard on the play. And usually that's a very effective play for Kansas State because of the patience of Colin Klein.
What Texas Tech is doing early is that they're allowing for the patience of Colin Klein, but they're making him continue to go laterally. When he tries to turn it upfield, there are people in the gaps, in the hole, that's preventing him from finding the usual yardage that he gains.
2nd down and 13 at the 17. Chris Harper, the receiver, at the bottom of your screen. Make that 3rd down and 13. Here's Klein looking in the end zone. Flag on the play.
It's an easy call there for the officials. Cody Davis ran over the back of Tremaine Thompson. Thompson is going to work inside, but it won't be the guy covering initially, Aguavin. As Thompson works, Cody Davis gets beat to the inside and then runs up the back of the receiver for the penalty.
There is no foul for pass interference. Tangled feet.
Oh, they picked it up on him. So they had an extra discussion and said that they just tangled feet, inadvertent, no call. Certainly looked like Cody Davis ran and had contact up high.
Tommy Tuberville in his 3rd season, 58 years young. He will take that flag being picked up. So Anthony Cantelli last week against West Virginia, 2 for 2 into attempt a 34-yarder, and it's up and good. With 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Kansas State on the board, 7-3.
There, Eddie. I brought you stuff.
You don't have to
Yes,
do
I
this.
do.
I want you to keep this.
It'd be weird. Take care.
You too.
So how did it go?
He's upset.
Spend less time at gas stations with best-in-class fuel economy. It's our most innovative Ultima ever.
Now get a $199 per month lease on a 2013 Nissan Altima.
.15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Texas Tech with a 7-3 lead on the road against Kansas State.
Let's take a look again. You're going to see Thompson, 86, working inside against Aguavin. And right here, they say the feet got tangled, and it looked like Cody Davis had ran up the back of him, and it looks like there's a push in the back. That's a big flag to pick up, and it's good for Texas Tech. But if you're Kansas State, you're wondering, how is that flag picked up? I know their feet got tangled, but it certainly appeared that Cody Davis had a shot into the back of the receiver.
Bill Snyder spent the whole time out talking to the officials about picking up the flag.
Texas Tech thinks it's a great call.
I'm sure they do.
Tommy Tuberville has no problem with that one.
Jordan Davis and Dale Foster back deep. This is Foster. And Foster is crushed at the 21. Weston Hubert with the tackle. Let's bring in Mike Herrera, who has an opinion on that last play.
But tangle feet, I understand, but I think the contact came before tangle feet, and I think Charles right. I mean, I think there's a push that occurs that looks to me like it would be pass interference, because watch the contact first.
And the ball's in the
contact here.
And the ball's in the air, Mike.
Charles, I think.
Once the ball was in the air, he can't have his hands on him, correct?
Well, as long as he still has to affect them, but I think the chuck really with the ball in the air makes that pass interference and not tangle feet.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Darren Moore with the reception, and he gains 5 yards. And that should take us maybe one more play here in this first quarter.
And just think about how that all ended, Gus. Kansas State thought they had a touchdown on the fumble recovery return. The penalties took that away. They thought they were going to pick up a new set of downs. They didn't get that.
Some big hits in this first quarter. Texas Tech 125 total yards. K-State 19, 7-3. So back to Manhattan, great place to spend time, especially on a college football weekend. Charles, we had a chance to walk around the city yesterday and take in the sights and the people.
Not going to find a friendlier place in college football with the people. Everyone welcomed us to Manhattan.
Second down and 4, Dagey throwing off his back foot, incomplete. And that brings us to our Ford first quarter statistics.
Well, the way Texas Tech played in the first quarter, you can see the passing yardage huge, not a surprise. They continue to play fast. The turnovers, even though they turned it over, they were able to limit the damage and only gave up a field goal.
Third down and 4 at the 28 for Seth Dagey. Eric Stevens, second string running back, checks into the game. Here's Dagey to the sideline. And caught in the 45. Once again, it's Eric Ward, this time a gain of 27.
Another big shot downfield taken by Texas Tech. Got Ward working to the second receiver. Looking to the outside. Nicely thrown ball by Dagey.
Stevens. And he'll get inside the Kansas State 40. Ty Zimmerman with the tackle, but Ward already, Charles, 6 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. He's averaging 16 yards a grab.
And so far in this game, Texas Tech is playing to their personality throwing the football. Kansas State, -1 yard rushing, not playing to theirs on offense.
Second down and 5. They spot it at the 40. Stevens spinning, stays on his feet, and goes down at the 26. Jarrell Childs chops him down after a 14-yard gain.
And you saw something you don't see very often, a missed tackle in the open field by Kansas State. I believe it was Arthur Brown, number 4, their All-American linebacker, missing Stevens in the hole. He makes a spin and continues downfield.
First down and 10 of the 26. Stevens remains in the game. Dagey looking in the end zone. Incomplete pass. Intended for Darren Moore, but Alan Chapman was there.
This is what is known as a good miss, because he threw it far enough out of the way that Chapman couldn't come down with the interception in the field of play.
Start of the second quarter. Tech scoring on their opening drive as Dagey found Eric Ward for a touchdown. 32 yards, second and 10 of the 26. Here's the handoff. And this time, it's Williams Dragging defenders with him. Alan Chapman finally bringing him down after a 7-yard gain.
Texas Tech's loss to Oklahoma, Tommy Tuberville lamented after the game that they gave up 150 yards rushing after contact. In other words, they didn't tackle very well. Today, Texas Tech is running through contact and gaining additional yards.
Here's more. This time he doesn't run through contact. Nicely done in the open field by Ty Zimmerman and Ryan Mueller. And here comes the Tech field goal unit.
Now that looked like Kansas State defense. First guy on the spot, helped secure the tackle, and then the swarm of purple jerseys getting there and not allowing, as you mentioned, no yardage after the contact.
So Ryan Buston in to attempt the 37-yarder. Last week he did not attempt a field goal against TCU, was 6 of 6 on PATs. He's 8 of 11 on the season with a 50-yard long. And it's good. 12:37 to play, second quarter. Texas Tech taking a 10-3 lead.
Derek Stevens working through the contact. Ty Zimmerman, Arthur Brown both miss. Texas Tech didn't on the field goal. They're up 10-3.
Coverage of Fox College football presented by Reese's begins next Saturday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on Fox.
And Oregon today gets Colorado. That should be pretty much a walkover, but USC is at Arizona. I feel like the old Lost in Space show. Danger. Danger.
Will Robinson.
Because Arizona has played USC so tough in recent years. You're worried about it, and Matt Scott, their quarterback, is playing at a real high level for Arizona.
Line drive kick picked up, and Kansas State will have very good field position at the 41-yard line. Travis Tannehill returning it. Other BCS action today.
Alabama hosts Mississippi State tonight, a battle of unbeaten. The Colorado-Oregon game we just mentioned, Oregon should run past Colorado easily. Florida-Georgia, what a great rivalry game. If Florida wins it, they win the SEC East. And Notre Dame goes to Oklahoma. All time in that series in 9 games, Notre Dame is 8-1. But Oklahoma, their last 3 games, they look like vintage Oklahoma on defense.
Maybe the best one-loss team in the nation, the Oklahoma Sooners. LSU there as well. First down and 10 of the 41. And they hand it off. And Charles, looking at what Kansas State has done, undefeated, some feel that they can run the table. Any additional pressure on these young men?
I think things have shifted because Kansas State is used to being that underdog, overachieving team, coming off the pace. Well, guess what? When you get up to number 3 in the BCS rankings and you beat Oklahoma on the road and West Virginia on the road, you're no longer underdogs. Now you become the hunted. Maybe the pressure creeps in a little bit for these young men in a little bit unfamiliar situation for them.
Second down and 6 at the 45. Hubert again. And it was interesting being in Coach Snyder's office yesterday, and I said, Coach, do you allow yourself to dream of what could happen? And his response was very interesting.
Not my nature to do that dreaming. Plus, we need to take care of what's in front of us right now. He said, all I'm concerned about is when you guys leave my office, what's next on my agenda? That's how I operate, and I need to set the example for my team. And so far, it's been quite the example. I think that, frankly, Kansas State and Alabama play to their level better than any 2 teams in the country. They don't worry about what else is out there.
Timeout called by Tech. That's their second timeout. 1 remaining. So with 11:18 remaining in the second quarter, tight score. Tech with a 10-3 lead. Let's go downstairs to our Julie Alexandria with a great story on Coach Snyder.
Thanks, guys. Charles Davis, you know, you just mentioned how nice the folks are here in Manhattan, Kansas. And apparently that was a big decision when Coach Snyder was deciding to come and coach here. He stood outside on a winter's day and he talked to all of the people that were walking by him, and every single person came up to say hello and answered his questions. And for him, that was a major deciding factor in coming to coach here. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Julie. And, you know, last week was the first. We'll talk about that in a second. Here's Colin Klein on 3rd down. And a lock in picks up the first down for K-State. Usually Coach Snyder doesn't stop when he's being interviewed viewed walking off the field. But he was a first last
jogging.
week. Yeah, you have to jog with him if you're the reporter. But last week, Coach Snyder stopped and answered 4 questions for our Julie Alexander.
I think you frame that moment, you save it, and send it to the Smithsonian.
As you take a look, the battle on first down at the 48. Colin Klein throws on the run, and he's got a receiver, Tyler Lockett, and he picks up another first down. Will Smith with the tackle.
And you just pointed out the average yards gained on first down for the 2 teams is 1.6 for Kansas State before that play. I think that Bill Snyder is seeing what Art Kaufman, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, is doing. Stacking the line of scrimmage, loading the box, daring them to throw it, and he's not afraid now on first down to let Colin Klein throw it. They're going to have to try and loosen him up that way rather than continue to just run against a loaded box.
First down and 10 of the 37. Play fake, Klein deep in the pocket, wants to unload, sideline Chris Harper, the people's champ, and Harper out of bounds at the 20. Another first down. Terrence Bullitt there to usher him out of bounds.
If he's the people's champ, does he get a belt for that? Does he get the title belt? This is another first down call by Bill Snyder. Seeing the number of people, 8, 9 in the box, and saying, forget it. Let's go ahead and throw the ball outside wide to our receivers, because he has a lot of confidence in Colin Klein throwing the football.
That's a 16-yard gain. First down and 10 of the Texas Tech 21. Klein and the offense finding a rhythm. Here's a handoff. Hubert around the corner, down the sideline, and Hubert out of bounds around the 10.
What a block inside by Cody Whitehair, number 55, the left guard. Whitehair stepped out of the line of scrimmage and went down and buried the defender for Texas Tech to help open the lane for Hubert.
Hubert, 6 carries, 25 yards, averaging 4.2 per carry. First and goal at the 10. Klein to Hubert again. And Hubert down inside the 5. Will Smith with the saving tackle.
This time, the center, B.J. Finney, 66, escorted Hubert to the side and was able to create another lane for Hubert to run into.
Second down and goal. They mark it at the 4. Harper, Lockett, the receivers at the top of the screen. Colin Klein, this is usually where he runs the football. Hands it off. Hubert stood up, boxes it out. Hubert, touchdown Wildcats. The Waco Wonder. You always talk, Charles. You can't bring this man down with one man.
And once again, we see it because this play is well defended right there. Okay, who's going to make the tackle? He's surrounded at that point. Ebo 31 misses, Davis 16 misses. As you noted, he bounces out of the tackle off of his own offensive lineman, gets to the corner, and we have a chance to have a tie football game.
5'7", 191 pounds. Hubert.
Ruling on the field was touchdown. Play is under further review.
I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what they're reviewing and what they're looking for. Because let's see, I think it's going to be, did he get to the pylon before he was brought down? As Hubert goes into the end zone, knee going down there, ball. See, to me, that's it. That's like bam, bam. Knees going down, ball's over the line. Let's see here as we take a look, another view of the play. See where the ball is? Ball's breaking the plane to me as his knee is going down. I don't see anything there to review it or turn it over. Ball's juggling, but remember, Hubert falls on it in the end zone, still his football. I think this is a touchdown, and I think it'll be upheld.
So with the ball juggling, it has no impact on the play, Charles?
Not with Hubert still possessing it as he gets to the end zone, because he still has possession of the football. It was moving, but it's still his. never lost it.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
9th rushing touchdown of the season for John Hubert. And Kansas State with a chance to tie this game up at 10 with 8:45 to go in the second.
Remember that pressure we were talking about with Kansas State? They're answering the question that we asked. How are they going to deal with that, being the hunted? Things were going Texas Tech's way. Kansas State has gathered itself, got back to their basics, and now we're about to have a tie game.
Extra point up and good. And with 8:45 to go, folks, we're tied at 10. Some big plays by Kansas State on the drive. And when we come back from break, the Fox College Saturday studio will have a preview of the Pizza Hut halftime report. And thank you very much, Aaron. Back in Manhattan, Kansas. Game tied at 10 apiece, 8:45 to go in the second quarter. John Hubert. Take a look. 9 touchdowns this season.
Look how efficient he's gotten in it too. 200 rushes last year to get 3 touchdowns. 122 this year for 9. And as this game has unfolded, Texas Tech did the early punching. Right? Texas Tech came out, they were the ones throwing the big blows. Kansas State seems to have gotten settled now and got their legs back up under them.
Sadale Foster from the 5. And Foster gets up to the 20. You're watching Fox College Football, brought to you by Geico. Russ Johnson, Charles Davis, Julie Alexandria with you from Bill Snyder Family Stadium. This is my first game here in Manhattan, Charles, and these fans, they are rocking. I watch them on TV sometimes. Between this place and the Octagon of Doom.
The Wabash Cannonball playing in the background, legendary story. They lost all their sheet music before a game, only had one piece of music. It was the Wabash Cannonball that they played incessantly that day. A tradition was born at Kansas State.
Seth Davey underneath. Davey completes it at the 31-yard line to Austin Zusali.
And now we get to see if the deep balls that Dagey has thrown in this game so far will pay a few dividends and allow for some room underneath to complete passes such as the last one to Zusali. Can they run that intermediate underneath game with lots of cutters and crossing routes that Texas Tech likes to run?
Dagey, 16 of 24, 152 yards and a touchdown. First down and 10 of the 31. Dagey hands it off to Kenny Williams. And Williams pushing the pile forward, and he gets to the 40, a 9-yard gain. Jared Milo, first man to him.
One of the benefits of Texas Tech playing as fast as they do, getting up on the line of scrimmage, is that the play clock, as it starts, this gives Seth Dagey, a coach's son, a gym rat, a film rat, lots of time to survey a defense and pick the proper play to run. Never in any worry about the play clock.
Here's another handoff to Kenny Williams with great running room. Picks up the first down, gets to the 45. Talking about those crossing routes, those underneath routes. What does Texas Tech do to become successful that West Virginia couldn't do last week?
Well, for one thing, protecting Seth Dagey. You know, with this offensive line of Texas Tech so far, there hasn't been a lot of pressure in his face. Geno Smith had pressure in his face the whole night from the front 4 of Kansas State.
First down and 10 at the 45. We haven't mentioned Arthur Brown Jr.'s name, Kansas State. Here's Dagey. Looking. Dagey dumps it off. Jakeem Grant. And Grant crosses the 45 up to the 47-yard line. Childs stops it.
That wasn't a big gain, but that was an example of what we just talked about. Seth Dagey had so much time. How many progressions did we count? It looked like 4. Look up to the top, to the next, and brought it all the way back down and threw it to the man he faked it to initially.
Williams again. So the Texas Tech offense has seen something They have gone to the run, and it's very effective so far. Let's go to Patrick O'Neill for a game break.
Gus, 4th-ranked Oregon with the whooping stick on Colorado. That's the 8th touchdown. The backup is in. Brian Bennett, 8 times 7 is 56. A lot of offense for the Oregon Ducks, but Gus and Charles, they can play defense as well.
That's been one of the differences in Oregon. They continue to get better on defense, and not only can they run with teams, they'll smack you now on defense.
We'll see them next week at the Coliseum in Los Angeles against the Trojans of USC. 6:04 to play, second quarter. We've got a tie ball game here in the Little Apple. 10-10, Tech and K-State. Game tied at 10 here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Sellout crowd, 50,000. 3rd down and 2 for Texas Tech. At the Kansas State 47, Seth Doege to throw it. Doege to the sideline. Oh, he put that one on a rope. Eric Ward again, and that ball was at Ward before he came out of his break.
And watch the route that Ward runs, because it's real physical. See how he separates himself from Nigel Malone. A lot of contact downfield, and as you noted, Doege puts the ball out there for Ward to go get.
Game 13. I don't know, you shouldn't compare college kids to pros, but once upon a time, pros for college kids. He's got Drew Brees type way about him when he's throwing the football.
Yeah, Joey Harrington mentioned that in our studio show and talked about the different attributes that put them together, that compare them. One of them is footwork. Drew Brees was a world-class tennis player as a youngster. Actually beat Andy Roddick when they played in the juniors. And we see that footwork on display each Sunday. Seth Doege has similar traits.
2nd down and 8. Doege over the middle. Oh, almost picked off. Jared Milo will have nightmares about that one.
Now this is the 2nd dropped interception for Kansas State. Watch Milo 23 work to the middle, eyes on Doege, and just sits right there. Doege doesn't anticipate him being in the play, gets away with one.
Here's Doege to the sideline, incomplete. His receiver slipping, coming out of his break, and that brings up 4th down and 8. It was Jakeem Grant.
And Doege's telepathy is telling him, don't say anything more about me and Drew Brees. His last 2 passes, one nearly intercepted, and the other one goes awry.
So Doege off the field. They bring in the field goal kicker, Buston. His season-long rather, is 50 yards. He's good from 37 today. This a 50-yard attempt with 5:09 to go. Clean snap, good hold, and tipped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Meshach Williams got a hand on it.
Look into the middle of your line. And there's Meshach Williams climbing up on the top. Look how he elevates himself using the linemen of Texas Tech. See how he uses his left hand to help him elevate up and gets a paw on the football and knocks it away. The 2nd big play of the game for Meshach Williams, who caused a fumble on a sack earlier.
Well, Kansas State will get the football at the 32-yard line, make it the 33. 1st down and 10. Play fake, Klein, looking, throwing the home run, Harper! The People's Champ, they call him in Manhattan. That's a gain of 47 yards.
And another 1st down throw. Why? Another box that shows a lot of people. Almost 8 in the box. Klein goes back. Easy throw. Look at Harper, number 3 to the outside. Just runs past Nebo, number 31, and then uses his body to keep Nebo away from the football and complete the big strike.
A 1st down at the Tech 21. Klein, he'll run it. Klein wins up and is dragged down inside the 15 by Terrence Bullock.
What's happening now, Gus, is that because Kansas State is successful throwing the football on first down, now you're making things a little uncertain for Art Kaufman's defense for Texas Tech. They had success loading the box and shutting them down early. Now, because Klein's completing passes, you can't just play that box anymore and let him throw it with impunity.
7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. Pease straight ahead.
Ball carrier number 8, Angelo Pease.
Angelo Pease picks up a yard.
Number 8, Delvon.
So bring up
Simmons on the tackle.
3rd down and about 2. Delvon Simmons with the tackle in the middle.
And Texas Tech last week won a triple overtime game. What was it, 53-50 against TCU? You know how they won it? They made TCU kick 6 field goals in the game. That's huge, because now, if they can do the same thing here with Kansas State, that keeps them going in the game. You don't want to give up 6s in games like this, especially since Texas Tech has an explosive offense.
Klein looking for the 1st down, and he has it. Colin Klein on the quarterback keeper. Last week, Tech's winning 56-53 in 3 overtimes in Fort Worth.
5 yards on the play.
And Kansas State, everyone talks about how, you know, they're not very flashy. You hear the word vanilla all the time. They put up, what, 50 points or more on offense 4 times this year? You can be not flashy, but you can be coldly and ruthlessly efficient, can't you? Because they are.
1st down and goal of the 8. Vanilla's been around a long time.
And you know something? People ask for it all the time in the store, don't they?
Exactly. Here's Klein to throw it. In the corner! Incomplete, intended for Tremaine Thompson, and he had a step.
That ball's about 1 step too far for Thompson to get a foot down in the end zone. It's a good throw to the right spot for the receiver, but about a yard too far. And he's not able to come down with it anyway.
Kansas State.
Colin Klein, 8 of 12, 97 yards, had his first 300-yard passing game last week at West Virginia, accounting for 7 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 3 passing. Now it's time, and this is a good one, for the Aflac Trivia question. Colin Klein has 47 career touchdown runs. Which 2 players share the NCAA record for most touchdown runs by a quarterback? Initially, my first thought, one of the players was Tim Tebow. I was wrong.
You know, one of the guys you have to think about is our colleague here at Fox, and that's Eric Crouch, the Heisman Trophy winner from Nebraska. I also would think, it's okay if I speculate? Come out
you're not
now,
thinking,
right?
you know.
I'm not sure if I know, but Ricky Dobbs from Navy, remember that? Remember the shifty quarterback? I think there's a chance Ricky Dobbs' name may flash up there.
2nd down and goal at the 8-yard line. John Hubert back in the game.
Not necessarily a throwing down for Kansas State with the way they run it with Klein.
Here's Klein, fires, caught by Thompson. But Thompson tackled quickly by Cody Davis, and that brings up 3rd down and goal. Angelo Pease returns to the game at running back for Kansas State.
And it's a heavy lineup for them, multiple tight ends. 37, Braden Wilson, the fullback. You might want to follow him to the football.
Klein hands it to Pease, and he throws it. Whoa! Now that was not a vanilla play
by any stretch. Now Angelo Pease was a junior college quarterback and has been used as a Wildcat before. This was Kansas State's version of the jump pass, just using a running back. Handoff, and he was supposed to jump up and pop the pass into the middle. No receiver to be found. Wow, it almost looked like a bad jumper. We saw Bruce Weber, the basketball staff, yesterday. That's not quite what they were looking for, but good job by Will Smith, the linebacker, respecting it.
Anthony Kentelli nails a 34-yarder, so Kansas State takes their first lead of the ball game. 1:35 to go, 13-10. Welcome back, 13-10. Kansas State taking the lead. 1:35 to play here in the second quarter. Very interesting play call by Bill Snyder.
That's not one you see every day. They ran a trick play earlier this year in a game, and it was against Miami, and it went awry also. It was one where Colin Klein faked inside and actually kind of threw it behind his back, and that one didn't go very well either. Surprised that they ran that there. That may be the last time we see anything like that this year from Kansas State. But for Texas Tech, limited them to a field goal that helped them beat TCU last week.
Foster has trouble handling the football, and he is gang tackled at the 9. All right, time now to answer our Aflac trivia question. Colin Klein has 47 career touchdown runs. Which two players share the NCAA record for most touchdown runs by a quarterback? And the answer is, how about that? Eric Crouch, you were right, our colleague Fox, and Colin Kaepernick, the former Nevada standout, who's coming in the Wildcat for the San Francisco 49ers, Jim Harbaugh.
Well, Colin, if you are watching this, he's the original Transformer. He was Optimus Prime when he was at Nevada, doing everything in their offense.
Kenny Williams gets to the 11. Shaq Williams and Justin Tuggle combining on the tackle.
Let's see how Neil Brown, the offensive coordinator, Tommy Tuberville, the head coach, and Texas Tech's offense want to handle things as we tick down to the end of the first half. Deep in their own territory, only down 3, and they know they're facing a very opportunistic defense in Kansas State. Already have forced one fumble that almost turned into a touchdown.
Second down and 9 at the 11. Play it conservatively as Kenny Williams is stopped by Arthur Brown.
Frankly, I think it's the right move by Texas Tech. You don't want to hand anything cheap to Kansas State on your way into the locker room. You battled them almost even in the first half. Kansas State takes a timeout, hoping to get one more turnover or at least get the ball back.
Don't forget, coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime report, both Oregon and USC, 2 top 10 teams in action. Florida and Georgia will battle in Jacksonville, and the Gamecocks with a heavy loss this afternoon.
Yeah, they got pressed by Tennessee more than I think they expected. They got off to a big start against them. It turned out to be a 3-point game, but the loss of Marcus Lattimore, that's so sad. Battled back from a knee injury to get back ready to play this year and playing so well. To take that big time hit today. We send all of our thoughts to him.
38 seconds remaining in the first half. Third down and 5 for Tech. Kenny Williams again. And Williams looking for the first down. He's close. Looks like he has it. And he does.
If he doesn't get the first down there, that would have been a quick timeout by Kansas State. Oh, excuse me, they were out of timeout, so they were trying their best to force another turnover at that point. But they were trying to get their hands on the ball one more time. Texas Tech is taken to the locker room, only down 3.
Since 1990, Kansas State is a 156-5 when leading at the half, including 7-0 this season. And our halftime score, K-State 13, Texas Tech 10 after Tech got on the board first, scoring on their opening drive. Now let's send you to the Pizza Hut halftime report.
Guys, thank